commitment to national values and principles of governance, and the use of technology and innovation to improve service delivery. And I note with appreciation that the KRA has been undertaking reforms in this direction, which include the use of technology to integrate the taxpayer revenue administration systems to all real-time and automatic exchange of actionable data. And I want to commend what has been achieved in this space between the KRA and all the other people in between. Our decision to significantly enhance efficiency and integrity in the provision of public services to citizens by digitizing over 13,000 government services has gone a long way to enhance revenue performance. Monthly revenues, for example, from fees have already risen to about 8 billion from 2 billion monthly, an increase of close to 400% on the e-citizen platform. As we can all see, the interventions leading to improved performance are efficiency, integrity, and it is also service-oriented. Make it easier for people to pay tax, and this is exactly what we have done with the e-citizen platform to make it seamless for people to pay their tax. In fact, what we agreed with KRA is that it is not necessary to wait until 20th for people to calculate what amount of tax they need to pay. If they can pay taxes instantly, that would go a long way in making it possible for KRA to collect our taxes and for manipulation not to occur on matters to do with the tax. We all agree that if somebody stays with your money for a whole month, they will begin to figure out what to do with it before they send it to you. And sometimes it is none of their choices, but it is just the temptation of having money within. So the sooner we can collect our taxes, the less the temptation on those who are having this money, and the more efficient we become. I'm sure members of parliament were wondering why we said that certain taxes should be collected within 24 hours. So they were asking, what is the magic with these 24 hours? We were just trying to assist many corporates who said, if you can collect your money sooner, then we will all be happy. And there are many companies who are very happy that we are collecting our taxes sooner, faster, much more efficiently, and eliminating the temptation for that money to be used in other ways. I will repeat this. Not only is it possible to be efficient and effective while being courteous and considerate, it is the only way to serve taxpayers and other members of the public. It is not necessary for effective revenue collection to be unpleasant or demeaning to taxpayers or members of the public. We can combine efficiency, effectiveness with courtesy and being handling our clients in a courteous way. The implementation of a national digital identity framework, which I must say is already underway, will also go a long way in facilitating the collection of relevant data for revenue mobilization. In fact, it is our intention that in December, next month, we will formally launch our national digital ID framework that Kenyans can now identify themselves digitally, and you do not have to carry your ID. You can have it on your phone. I recognize the cardinal obligation of government to utilize all revenues prudently and efficiently in the service of our citizens. This commitment stands, and we are committed to do so with maximum transparency and maximum accountability. This is why I use every moment to publicize what government is doing for the people of Kenya, because that is how our taxes are meant to be used, should be used, and the people of Kenya are encouraged to keep us in check as we spend their resources. I will in due course provide a more elaborate formal account to sustain this engagement and provide comfort that none of the resources committed to my charge is being wasted or mismanaged or stolen. The bottom-up economic transformation agenda identifies the significant improvement of productivity in key areas as an urgent priority for national economic governance efforts. Such improvements require immense investments, and the resources to invest come from the revenues we collect as taxes. There is simply no space for wastage or corruption, because that would be the recipe for disastrous failure. Our tolerance for corruption, therefore, is absolute zero. In line with this, today, the Cabinet approved Public Audit Amendment Bill 2023, which will enhance the Auditor General's independence and transparency to ensure proper utilization of public resources through audits, and also provide power for fraud investigation. This has been a challenge in the past, but we have said as a government that believes in accountability, we must give the institution of the Auditor General's office the necessary capacity, leeway, and latitude for them to hold every government agency and every government ministry and the whole of government accountable to the people of Kenya through audits, and make sure that we spend the people's money efficiently. It is important that our government, or that as government, we communicate this commitment clearly, because the citizens and taxpayers deserve to know it as a matter of right. Our taxpayers are supporting national transformation by financing the provision of public services, strategic investments, and our other national revenue sovereignty requirements. Over the past year, there has been undeniable improvement of our revenue performance, thanks to the efforts of Kenya Revenue Authority. This is partly due to enhanced performance by KRA, which is commendable, even though there remains vast room for both quantitative and qualitative improvements. And as you heard from the chair of the Finance Committee in Parliament, many Kenyans have ideas, many institutions are stepping forward to work with us on how we can raise revenues locally. And I am very proud. A while ago, the conversation was how much of the debt is allocated to even children who are not yet born, public debt. I am happy that this time around we are having a conversation about not debt, but taxes. That is significant improvement. We have moved away from how much debt we are accumulating to how much tax we are paying. I think that is, we are in the right place. We are having the right conversation. And it is because I did commit to the country that we are going to begin the journey to wean ourselves from living beyond our means, living within our budgets. If we must, cut down on our budgets so that we can live within our means and avoid the slippery path towards accumulating debts. Instead, have the conversation not about how much debt we are accumulating, but about how much taxes we are paying. And we are well in that conversation as we talk. The undeniable credit for our sustainable economic resilience and continued ability to meet our local and international obligations, provide services and invest in economic transformation goes to taxpayers who have remained outstanding in their commitment to the strength of our economy, well-being of the people, and sustainable development of our country. We celebrate all our taxpayers today. I know we will celebrate those who have done very well, but we must also celebrate all those who have made their contribution to where we are today. I urge all Kenyans to respect and honor those amongst us who perform their part in supporting national development by voluntarily paying their taxes, and encourage those who have not to register and obtain KRA personal identification numbers and join the ranks of our patriotic mashujaa who keep the wheels of our development in motion by paying their part of taxes. As always, I remain committed to lead from the front on this matter of great national importance, to pay my taxes when they fall due and submit my tax return on time as is required. I will continue to lead from the front and expect everybody to walk in that journey. I must also commend all the actors in this space. I know, for example, in the education sector, we have made a huge commitment. In fact, because of the centrality of education as an equalizer, and because of the importance of our human capital as the biggest resource, most important resource we have as a nation, we have focused extensively on funding education. If you compare last year, the education budget last year was 545 billion. This year, including what we have factored in the supplementary that is now in Parliament, it is improving from 545 billion to 690 billion, a whole 145 billion additional money for our education. And this is deliberate. It is deliberate because we believe every child in Kenya should have a chance at life by making sure that they have access to education. Our budget to TSC has increased by about 20 billion because we are hiring additional teachers. 56,000 teachers are on our payroll, additional teachers this year. We are increasing the money going to our universities by a whole 48 billion. So what I see in the horizon is an improved human capital that we have developed. The money that is supposed to go to our TVETs and our universities and the space outside TSC is about this year 252 billion. Last year, it was 204 billion. So in just that space, we are increasing by 48 billion that is going to go into that space. And already, contrary to reports all over the place, we have released 62 billion out of that 252 billion. And I want to commit to the country that we are committed, we are serious, we are determined to make sure that we fund our education appropriately, contrary to what we have seen in the past, where universities were languishing in debt and were completely unable to deliver on their mandate. The Ministry of Education, Ministry of Finance will ensure that we educate all our children. It is a commitment that we have made. It is a commitment we intend to keep. I want to congratulate all the exemplary taxpayers who have been recognized under various categories. Your work is admirable and your contribution historic and transformative. Well done to all of you who are being recognized today. Keep it up, and let us see you again next year performing better. And for those of us who are not in this category, let us strive so that we're in this category next year. I want to ask KRA to think about the scripture. There was a lady who gave an offering of, I think it was 2 cents. And Jesus said she had given the most because she gave everything she had. So I think consider the smaller guys who give 100% of what is due from them. It may be small, but they have done 100% of what is due from them. Maybe these big boys, maybe they are doing 80% of what is due. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying maybe, I'm just making a proposition. So let's look at the small people also who meet their obligation and give 100% of their taxes. Let me encourage all of us that what KRA is doing is not about KRA, it's about us. It is our responsibility, all of us as Kenyans, to make sure that each one of us pays tax. I got a very interesting message yesterday from a patriotic Kenyan, and I sent it to the Commissioner General of KRA yesterday. Si ulipata Bwana Watanga, you know, about a Kenyan who is saying, look, there is this company here who don't pay tax and they threaten people because there are some big people, it belongs to some senior guys. And so I sent the contact to the KRA CG, and I told him, however big, however senior, however powerful the owners of that company, they must pay tax like all other Kenyans. And that nobody should threaten KRA using their positions, using their connections, using their power for them to avoid paying tax. We must all pay tax. And once we are paid tax, let us demand from government that our taxes are used in the proper manner. They are not stolen, they are not corruptly used, they are used in the proper manner. I am really looking for that day when we all pay tax and demand from government that that tax is used properly. We have given a target to KRA of 3 trillion this year. I know it is achievable. I know it's doable. And next year, I know we can do 4 trillion. I am looking at the day when we will not have any fiscal deficits. And it is not too far from now. Because if everybody paid their bit, we would not need all the fiscal deficits that we have, if everybody paid their bit. There is still a lot of money out there. There are still many people who are not paying tax. Slowly but surely we will speak to them, we will talk to them, we will encourage them, we will work with them until we all pay tax. That's all we need to do. The rest can be achieved. So, and as I have said, it doesn't have to be punitive, it doesn't have to amount to harassment, but we must be firm, we must be decisive, and everybody must keep their part of the bargain. And that is my encouragement to all of us as Kenyans, that our independence, our sovereignty is when we can manage our own affairs, when we can meet all our obligations, when we can pay for all the services that are due to us and fund all that we need in Kenya. And I am very confident that that is doable if we do this together. We will continue to work with all the other stakeholders. We will continue to leverage on technology. I'm very happy with what I see around the technology space. The taxes that are now being collected using technology, as I said earlier, we are looking at up to 400% increase in taxes that are being collected using technology. Progressively, as we digitize government services, as we make sure that all other avenues of government are coming on the digital space, I am very confident that we will collect all the taxes that are due to the government of Kenya, and we will all benefit from the use of those taxes, and we will begin the journey to wean ourselves out of the appetite for debt all over the place. Let me also say that we are making significant progress with our diplomatic relations, engagement with our development partners, engagement with multilateral development banks. We are making a lot of progress with our DFIs, the engagement between government of Kenya and the understanding of what is required of us and what our obligations are and what our commitments are very progressive. I want to commend Treasury for leading the way, working with our multilateral development partners, working with our bilateral development partners to make sure that we secure the interests of Kenya and make sure that we are pushing on our progress. And I am very confident that that space is being managed very well under the leadership of Professor Ndung'u and his team, and all the people in that space, and continuously they will engage with the different ministries to make sure that we project the right image of Kenya and we manage our resources and affairs in a way that is transparent, accountable, and in a progressive manner so that we can unlock the huge potential that exists in our country. I want to tell every Kenyan listening to me that we have a great country. And this country is going to go places. I am very confident we are going to transform Kenya into a country where all of us will feel confident and all of us will be proud to be Kenyan. That is the commitment that I make to everybody here. And each and every one of us, as I said yesterday, must pull their weight. There are opportunities out there. There are opportunities we are rolling out. We want every Kenyan to calibrate their place, make their contribution, look at the opportunities that are available, appropriate those opportunities so that each and every one of us can make a contribution to taking Kenya forward and work with whatever interventions we are working on as government to take our country forward. So thank you very much. God bless you all. And God bless our great country, Kenya. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. One more round of applause for His Excellency. And as we all are aware, today is the Taxpayers' Day, and we have an award that we would like to present to them. And at this point, Your Excellency, with your permission, I'll invite Angeline Mutua, who's the Chief Manager, HR, who is going to read out the awardees, and then they will, just join us on stage to receive. At this point, yes, we may take our seats. Allow me to also just invite the Commissioner General, the Chair, CS Ndungu, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, and the Deputy President to just be witnesses as they receive their award. So how we're going to do this is we'll have the awardees come receive the award, then come on this side, we'll finish off with the photos. So I'll now hand over to Angeline Mutua, who's Chief Manager HR, to read them out as they proceed to come. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the President, the following taxpayers are presented for the Presidential Distinguished Taxpayers Award for the financial year 2023-2024, Top Tax Club. This award is presented to the school that stood out in promoting tax compliance in the local community through innovative ideas and tax literacy activities. The award goes to two schools, Nakuru Girls High School and Kanga High School. Top Tax Society. This award recognizes the university that has made the greatest efforts to improve tax compliance and literacy in the local community through innovative ideas and activities. This award goes to Kisii University. Most Facilitative Customs Practitioner. This award recognizes a customs and border control practitioner with high compliance, efficient customs operations, timely processing of documents, and minimal importer complaints. The award goes to Consolbase Limited. Top Regional Taxpayer Category. This category recognizes top taxpayers in each of Kenya's 6 tax regions who have demonstrated full and timely voluntary compliance across all tax heads while paying the highest amount of taxes. Nairobi Region award goes to Flexi Personnel Limited. Southern Region goes to East African Commercial and Shipping Company Limited. Central Region goes to Unison Savings and Credit Cooperative Society Limited. Western Region goes to Luala Community Health Center. South Rift Region goes to Imarisha Savings and Credit Cooperative Society Limited. North Rift Region goes to Rupa Real Estate Limited. Growth Award. The award recognizes the taxpayer with consistent growth in corporate taxes paid relative to turnover while demonstrating exceptional compliance in payment and filing across all tax heads. This award goes to Quality Meat Packers Limited. Teams E-Teams Award. This award is given to the taxpayer that onboarded on teams within the provided timelines, constantly made transmissions, submissions, and payments, and paid the highest amount of taxes relative to other teams E-Teams players. This award goes to Tropical Heat Limited. Top Authorized Economic Operator. This award recognizes taxpayers that comply with customs and domestic tax laws, file timely returns, and pay import taxes within set timelines while largely contributing to revenue. The award goes to Apex Steel Limited. Most facilitative public sector division taxpayer. This category acknowledges taxpayers who have gone above and beyond in supporting the authority's revenue collection at the country level. These taxpayers have maintained responsive relationships at the account management level while fully and timely complying with all tax requirements across all tax heads. This award goes to the Controller of Budget. Most facilitative government agency in border control. This award category is intended for the government agency that has consistently worked with KRA to facilitate key tax administration, compliance, and enforcement initiatives across border points within the financial year. The award highlights the importance of the whole of government approach in tax administration. It goes to Department of Defense. Top exporter. This award is dedicated to the taxpayer that demonstrated high levels of compliance with customs laws, files timely returns, and handles high volumes of exports. This goes to Base Titanium Limited. Top importer, non-oil. This award is dedicated to the taxpayer that demonstrated high levels of customs law compliance, timely filing and payment of import taxes, and handling high volumes of non-oil cargo. This goes to Kappa Oil Refineries Limited. Top taxpayer, petroleum oil. Top importer, petroleum oil. This award is dedicated to the taxpayer that demonstrated the highest levels of compliance with customs laws, adhered to timely filing and payment of import taxes, and handled the highest volumes of imported petroleum oil cargo. This goes to Vivo Energy Kenya Limited. Your Excellency, sir, the top taxpayer category. This award is presented to the taxpayer that paid the highest taxes and has demonstrated exceptional compliance in payment and filing across all tax heads. These are two categories. Top taxpayer, medium taxpayer category goes to Indra Limited. Top taxpayer, large taxpayer category goes to Safaricom PLC. Simple, transparent, and honest. Your Excellency, sir, the Outstanding and Compliant MSME Taxpayer Award goes to a taxpayer in the informal sector who demonstrated high tax compliance through timely filing and payment of taxes. This goes to an individual by the name Habib Hanif Jian. He operates a restaurant in Mombasa. Let's applaud to all the awardees. Let's give a round of applause to all of them. Thank you. I will hand you over back to Mr. Getonga.
Thank you very much. And at that point, Your Excellency, with your permission, would just like to take a few photos. So with your permission, sir, I'll just request that those who are on stage to just take the bottom line, then all the awardees from the side you are, kindly take the third step here so that we can have the photo taken. From that side, the third step, I'll need you to come on the third step right here so that we're behind the principals.